of all, I want to give our praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua, Bashem, Real, Kakadash. Right, I also want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of the house of David, well. Right, I also want to give a mighty shalom, peace and salutation to the hopeful elect that's scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Right, to you 12 tribe brethren and sisters that scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom, shalom. Right, and we're gonna be going into how this truth is very, very bitter, man. It's very, very bitter, right? Because you get in, you hear the word, right? It's the best, probably the best thing you ever heard in your life, man. Right? That you God's chosen people, right? You heard Deuteronomy 28. You heard Deuteronomy 7:6, right? How you were above all people, right? Start learning the commandments, right? Start learning how to fear Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua, right? And then tribulation start happening, right? Then the bullshit start happening, right? Then you start going through many brothers, right? Let's get that precept. Book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 28, and it reads, "Which yet my soul seeketh, but I find not. One man among 1,000 have I found," right? So Solomon, right, went through all these brothers, man. He went through all these brothers, right? 909. He found one brother out of 1,000, so he had to go through 999 brothers, right? Betrayal, deceit, right? Envy, covetousness, man. Right? He had to go through all these things, man. And you're going to go through a lot of these things in this truth, right? Sisters go betray you. Women go betray you. Brothers go betray you, right? This truth is very, very bitter, right? Let's read it again. Ecclesiastes 7:28, "Which yet my soul seeketh, but I find not. One man among 1,000 have I found, but a woman among all those I have found not." I not found, right? Right. So the woman, you're not going to find. It's hard to find a righteous woman, man. Right? You'll find a righteous brother, right? Even though you got to go through all these brothers, right? You'll find a righteous brother before you find a righteous woman, right? So this truth is not sunflower seeds and daisies and roses and cupcakes. It's not going to be that, right? You want to go through trials and tribulations. All right. It say in Sirach 2:1, it say, "If thou come serve Yahweh, right, prepare thy soul for temptation." Right? God, prepare your soul for any and everything. All right. Let's get the book of Revelations, chapter 10 and verse number 9. It say, "And I went into the angel and said unto him, Give me the little book," right? The little book is the scriptures. "And he said unto me, Take it and eat it up, and it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey," right? So it's going to make your belly bitter, right? But when you first eat it, right, it's going to be sweet as honey, man. It's going to be a beautiful thing, right? Even then, when you go through the trials and tribulations, the sufferings, right, it's still going to be a beautiful thing. But when you first get into this truth, man, it's the best news you ever heard. You want to go around telling everybody. You want to tell your mama, your father, your cousins, your brother, right? You just want to spread the gospel, right? And then you find out this truth not for everybody, right? And a lot of our people go have to perish on this side, right? But ultimately, this truth is for the elect, you know, at the end of the day. But it starts getting bitter, man, right? That's why it's saying the same thing in Ezekiel 3, man, right? People buck up against you, right? You got brothers that, you know, that don't want to hear the truth because it's coming from you, right? So that is how the cookie crumbles, you know. That is how it goes. Verse 10 is saying, "I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up, and it was in my mouth sweet as honey." It was delicious, right? So sweet, so pure, right? And it was in my mouth sweet as honey, and as soon as I have eaten it, my belly was bitter, right? Betrayal, deceit, envy, the sufferings, the trials and tribulations, you know, that's just how it goes, right? And then you constantly, we ain't even get touched on the flesh. You constantly gotta fight your flesh, right? You constantly gotta fight that old man, right? It's the book of Galatians, chapter 5, verse 16. It said, "Then I say, then walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. For the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary the one unto another, so ye cannot do the things that ye would." Right? So the spirit is constantly fighting against the flesh, and the flesh constantly against the spirit. Right? Most of the stuff we do, right, that we wouldn't even think to do is constantly the flesh trying to take over. You know? That's why I tell brothers to be careful what you do all the time. Right? Because you do some things that you thought you wouldn't do, you know. That's why Yahushua said in Matthew 26, man. Let's bring that out. This is Matthew 26, in verse number 41. It say, "Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. But the spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak." Right? The flesh is weak. Right? The flesh is so weak. That's why we constantly go off, constantly in sin. It's like we trapped inside of these bodies, man. These bodies is sinful flesh, right? Well, that's why Yahushua, right, in John chapter 8, right? It's John chapter 8 and verse number 32. They say, "And ye should know the truth," right? All right, Salakia, right? So what's the truth? The truth, right, is the law, statute, and commandments, right? So, right, Psalms 119. Right, in 142, right? Thy law is the truth, right? And saying, "Ye shall know the truth," right? And the truth shall make you free, right? So through Yahushua, we're gonna get free from these, from bondage, man, right? From these sinful bodies, right? And through Yahushua, we're gonna get salvation, right? And be able to attain the incorruptible, right? So we're gonna take off corruption and put on incorruption, man, right? So you constantly going to be a battle, right? It's saying 2nd Esdras chapter 7 verse 57, right? This is the condition of the battle that man upon earth shall fight, right, in these last days. Well, so this truth is about endurance as well, man. Right? It said, "He that endures to the end, the same should be saved," right? In Matthew 24 and 13, right? So now you got. So now you got a foot into the truth now, right? Family start looking at you, right? And you want to go around and tell everybody, right, what you know. This is the truth, who we are. Hey, we the Israelites, right? Then you find out your family start scoffing at you, man, right? Your family start, they tell you, well, he just going through a phase, right? I have family members tell me that I'm just going through a phase, right? Then 6-7 years later, I'm still doing this thing, right? A phase, you can't, something can't be a phase and be doing this thing for 6-7 years, man. Right? You're not doing the things that you used to do, right? This is the book of Matthew chapter 10 and verse 35. It said, "For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's foes shall be they of his own household," right? So your enemies, your foes, is going to be those of your own household, man, right? You got to understand. Look at the book of Jeremiah. Jeremiah chapter 3, I believe is what I want. So, like in this book of Jeremiah chapter 3, verse number 14, it say, "Turn, O backsliding children, saith Yahweh, for I am married unto you, and I will take you one of a city, and two of a family, and I will bring you to Zion." All right, so the Lord is only dealing with a small number, man. right? It's going to take one of a city, right? It's going to take two of a family, man, right? Now, as far as I know, I'm the only one in my family that's striving to keep the law, statute, and commandments. Well, I got a cousin that know the truth, that knows about it, but he ain't really took the proper steps. But for us, you know, the reality of it, you know, I'm the only one that's in the faith, man. Right? And that's how it goes. You know, the Lord ain't come back to wake up everybody. He ain't come back to have everybody get it. Right? Romans 11:7. Right? So Isaiah the 6th chapter. Right? He said, Isaiah asked Yahweh, when should these people get it? And he said, and to the land be laid desolate, man. Right? Should this place get laid desolate? That's when they're gonna get it. Right? They're gonna know after death by pain. Right? Let me read it again. This is Jeremiah 3:14. Say, turn, O backsliding children, saith Yahweh, for I am married unto you, and I will take you one of a city, two of a family, and I will bring you to Zion. Right? And it said, I will give you pastors according to my heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. Right? That's the prophets, man. What? That's the brothers on the highways and byways teaching this truth. Right? The book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 21, it say, and the brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father the child, and the children should rise up their parents and cause them to be put to death. Right? So you got fathers, right? Children, brothers, right? It's gonna all go back and forth, man. They gonna deliver you up so you can be put to death, man. Right? And it's saying, ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. Right? Not for our own will, right? Not for ourselves. Right? We're gonna be hated for the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, for his will. But he that endureth to the end, right, shall be saved. Right? So he that endureth to the end shall be saved. Right? It's Matthew 10:23. So, but when they persecute you in the city, ye should flee. But when they persecute you in the city, flee ye into another. For verily I say unto you, ye should not have gone over to the cities of Israel till the Son of Man be come. Right? So we can't, you know, it's gonna be a time when we become pilgrims on the earth. Right? We want to be pilgrims on the earth. Right? That's Matthew, not Matthew, 2nd into 16th chapter, man. Right? We're gonna be going to and fro on the earth, man. Right? We're not gonna be stationed. We're not gonna be stagnant. We're not gonna be put at one place. We're gonna be moving, man. Right? We're gonna be wanted men in that day. Right? Let's get that. Leave the second there to 16 and 40, right? The second there to 16 and 40. Let's say, oh, my people, hear my word. Make you ready to thy battle. And in those evils, be even as pilgrims upon the earth. He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away. And he that buyeth as one that will lose. He that occupieth merchandise, as he have no profit by it. And he that buildeth, as he shall not dwell therein. Right? So people are going to have to leave these things behind. Right? They're going to leave these things behind. Right? Because they want to, at that time, they're going to hold no profit. Right? The point that I wanted to make. Right? This book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 70. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear Yahweh. Right? So the insurrection is going to be like a martial law. Right? Turmoil. Right? And they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear Yahweh. Right? So they're going to be spoiling and destroying those that fear Yahweh. Right? You got brothers and sisters stocking up. Right? Stocking up on certain gear, clothes, food, necessities. right? Esau going to come take all that, man, right? They're going to spoil you and destroy your house, right? Well, verse 72. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. Right? The elect is going to come through that, man. All right? And really, Jacob's trouble is really for you wicked ass Israelites, man. That's really what Jacob's trouble is for, right? Because the elect is going to be delivered, man. All right? The elect man is not going to be touched in that day, right? Y'all were going to make them prevail, right? So this truth is very, very bitter, man. Right? Going to be a lot of death and destruction, right? And it's not going to be a good thing, man. Right? Jacob's troubles, the day of the Lord, right? All these things have to come, right? Well, they won't come until the elect is sealed, though, right? So, Salaki on the video kind of cut off because my damn alarm came on. But I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, B'kakadash, right? Let's hold steadfast, right? Passover is coming up, right? Let's go to this leaven, right? Brothers did, if you did a brother wrong, forgive him. If a brother did you wrong, forgive him, right? Because at the end of the day, brotherhood is all we got, right? If you did the brother wrong, hey, make that right, man. Right? Same thing goes for me and the other brother. Right? So I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem B'kakadash. Hey, shalom.